doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m., tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that will elevate your faith and leave a lasting impact on your heart. The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively.
Thank God it's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulo Olabisi Ubo, and with me are the amazing, beautiful ladies. Round two, are you me today? You're looking very demure and mindful. Is it a fast?
Yeah, I think it's the first. You know, I told you that I've lost 2 kg and you were laughing.
I just
told you I've lost 2 kg. Look at them.
2 kg. 2 kg. Did you know what 2 kg is?
You think it's easy to lose 1 kg? Yeah. And I lost 2. That's a lot.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. So I'm looking forward to Buddha Baki. That is breaking our fast this evening. I'm going to break my fast with my aunt. 6? Yes, at 7. Okay. So I'm going to my aunt's place at VGC. Then my aunt, she loves it when people come around to come and break their fast with her. She's going to cook plenty things. She loves cooking, you know. She's going to we're going to eat ram pepper soup.
Please, where is the
pepper soup? No, it's only for people who fasted. Did you fast?
We're already fasting. No, like that is right. That one is part of it.
Okay, so they have ram pepper soup. You know, we have a lot. We have a lot to eat. Then so just taking.
So do you guys like sit on the floor? And
sometimes we sit on the floor, sometimes on the table. But you know, we just take little, go pray, come back, and continue. You know, so that's everything will enter. Everything will enter.
What are you doing here?
Exactly. What are you doing
called
here?
And I answered.
Welcome. How are you doing today?
Very well. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Nothing special. It's Friday. I'm always looking forward to weekends because I know Sundays I have to just switch off and just be myself, enjoy my space because it's usually very, very busy. But today is going to be busy, you know now.
Yeah,
you know afterwards. But good to be here.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Amaka Raquel.
Amaka fresh. Amaka fresh.
Never to my fresh. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. So today happens to be Bring Your Mom to Work Day.
Yes, Amaka's mom is in the studio.
my mom is in the studio. Hi, Mama. Yes, and yesterday we spent time together. We bonded. It was a spa day, so we spent all day at the spa, healthy eating and stuff, just bonding. And with mothers too, you still beg, leave me, because they will harass you. They will harass you. But then, yes, I'm having fun. And what's going on with you?
I'm good. So on Wednesday we had the premiere of Grind, one of the TV series that I featured in. It's going to be showing today, starting today, Amazon Prime. That's the season 2, and it was a beautiful thing. And I posted the clip, the trailer, and some people were curious. Like, did you dance on the pole?
Wow.
Were you one of the pole dancers?
Oh, no.
This weekend. If you want to find out if I danced on the pole, go to Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon Prime.
Watch it.
Go to Amazon Prime. So it was fun. We had the premiere. A lot of people showed up for the producer. Is actually a very young girl. I'm so proud of her. I didn't even know while we were shooting that she was the executive producer. That's how humble she is. And it was a beautiful work. So please look forward to it. And today is Friday. Mama Ijiro drops 6 p.m. on YouTube. And don't tell me you're waiting for it to be up to 10. Don't binge. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help us. Please just every week, just go and watch and wait for the next. We have like 39 episodes for you. We're dropping it every week. So watch every week. We'll not before we finish that one, another one is coming. I'm ready for you guys this year.
Keeping us in suspense.
No, we're not keeping you in suspense. Go and watch. If you're watching on TV, you do the same. Don't stress me.
Don't worry. We support the hustle.
Don't stress me this morning.
We support the hustle.
Thank you, my darling. That's all we can take in this segment. When we come back, we look through the newspapers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: Supreme Court, no evidence, 27 Rivers lawmakers defected. Senate suspends Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months. Senator resubmits petition. Tinubu hires 774 healthcare volunteers. Paid, they are the best. Air Force men invade Ikeja disco over power cuts to NAF base. Sanwo-Olu cautions landlords over arbitrary rents increase. CBN eyes $25 billion from Shoinka Theatre. EFCC quizzes ex-minister Uju Ohanenye. Who has the landlord story?
I do, because
scary.
It's scary what is happening now in Lagos, every other place. Like I wonder how much people are really earning that. So Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu yesterday appealed to landlords not to increase rents. He said this at the inauguration of newly rehabilitated road networks. Roads include Agidi Road and Churchill Street in Aboyi and Ketu local council development area, and also the Demorin Road in Kosofe local government. He said that, please, we're doing this thing as government's work and responsibility towards you guys, but don't use this as a reason because your property value has increased because of the carriageway roads that has been done. Please don't use this to not punish your tenants by increasing the rents. That this is unfair. He's appealing to them also that they should make sure that they safeguard public infrastructure and refrain from indiscriminate waste disposal. And everybody, even the chairman of the councils, they are begging tenants that I beg, they take the fact that the value of property has increased. What is happening in Lagos State is just ridiculous. Please, please, landlords.
And I think it's the Yahoo people that are spoiling them. So they assume anybody that is coming is doing one form of fraudulent business or the other, because they are the ones that dole out money and pay without
most times it's not even that. It's the agents. You know, when you're going to pay for a house, you're paying agency fee that's almost higher than the cost of the house.
20%.
Agency, agreement, legal, caution. By the time you add all those fees together, it's almost beyond the annual rent you're going to pay. So they are the ones actually causing this. A landlord will tell you, my fee is 700. An agent will tell you, take 250. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be 10% on your annual. But agents will just say 500, caution, 500, legal, 500. So by the time you add all this stuff,
it's a lot of money.
They are the ones that are to blame, actually.
Okay, so I have the story of Tinubu hired 774 healthcare volunteers. They said it was sharing news for 774 youths sharpening their skills under the newly launched National Health Fellows Program. They said the president has offered them automatic employment after their 1-year training. Amongst there were 360,000 applicants, and amongst the 360,000 applicants, only 774 were selected. They said the trainees are to monitor primary healthcare centers across the 774 local government areas. And also the president, who hailed the bold initiative and the rigorous selection process and highlighted its significance, described the trainees as pioneers of a new era in primary health care. They said over 60% of Nigeria, most of them are under 30. And then the president described the NHFP initiative as part of the several platforms provided by his administration to empower youths, enabling them to excel and contribute to national development. I like the way this is going, because they are under 30, so it's it's a very good one.
Yeah. So any other story?
Yeah, so what I have here is China plans $50 billion investment in Nigeria and other African countries. Recently, they had the forum on China-Africa cooperation, and Xi Jinping has actually promised 50 billion naira to Nigeria for investments and development. And as they say, they're very impressed with the media. They are saying that the media is credible and their stories are always timely, so they want to invest in Nigeria and other African countries.
That's a good one. A story caught my attention inside the papers. A retiree, Olafisoye Victor Weolu, has sued Lagos Airport Hotels Limited for failing to pay his retirement benefits gratuity after 21 years of service. So he filed the suit before Justice Joyce Damachi Onugba of the National Industrial Court in Lagos. And he alleges that despite multiple requests and formal letters, the hotel denied him his retirement entitlement, 20% monthly emolument for a period of 1 year and 10 months, as well as other allowances that he was rightly due. So through his lawyer, Kolade Owolabi, he seeks to address the wrongful denial of benefits owed him, the case highlighting the legal obligations of lawyers to honor employees' rights even at post-retirement. So the story is just that he wasn't paid when he retired. They also had to move him from being just a normal chef to a sous chef, and removing him, he was entitled to about 20% within that time extra, which was not paid him for the period that he worked as a sous chef. So everything is what he's asking. Please, a worker deserves his wages. If people are putting in the work, please pay them their wage. It's unfair that you allow old men and women to be, hassling for the money that they have worked for. It's so unfair. Let's move on now to the Vanguard. Major headlines: Senate suspends Senator Akpotiuduaghan for 6 months. Rivers crisis: militant group spits fire, threatens oil production. Simon Ekpa orders sanction for alleged terrorism financing. Power generation rises 30% amid challenges. Autonomy: Algon asks local government chairman to approach CBN for documentation. Reps move to strip INEC of power to regulate political parties. Blackout: angry Air Force personnel invade Ikeja disco and batter employees. Let's take a story and then we'll do a short break. Who's ready to go?
Okay, so I have the Rivers crisis. They said the Rivers crisis. They said tension has heightened in Rivers State as the dreaded militant group Niger Delta Rescue Movement warned the federal government not to withhold the allocation meant for the state or face a total cut in the oil production. They have also issued directive that non-Indians should consider their safety and leave Rivers State as hostilities were about to escalate. They are now saying that, but then the Supreme Court stopped the state allocation until a valid House of Assembly, which has Martin as Speaker, is constituted. This was what started the issue. And also, they also said that on Monday, that's the Speaker, issued a 48-hour ultimatum to Governor Fubara to present the 2025 budget before the House. And it expired on the midnight of that Wednesday. And he also directed the state governor to sack all commissioners and political appointees and resubmit for screening a list of new commissioner nominees. He also said militants numbering about 8 armed with AK-47 assaulted rifles in an unknown forest. They chanted Asa Wana.
Asawana.
He said, we the Niger, I quote, that's the leader of the group. I quote, he said, we the Niger Delta Rescue Movement wish to express our deep concern regarding the recent development in Rivers State, threatening the smooth governance of our beloved state under the leadership of Governor Fubara. It has come to our attention that certain individuals proclaimed as lawmakers have issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the state governor to present the 2025 state budget. This blatant attempt to destabilize the state is not only alarming, but also a clear attempt and coordinated effort to incite hell. And he said that this will potentially lead to a state of emergency or even an impeachment. He also said that they are calling on the president to intervene immediately and put a stop to the action of the minister, Nyesom Wike, and his associate, whose intent is to drag Rivers State to avoidable crisis. He said the people of Rivers State like stability, progress, and a conducive environment for governance. So we're hoping that the president should do something before it escalates and become.
All right, we'll do a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The holy month of Ramadan.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Ikeja can close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment for Pure Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing Vanguard. Who's ready to go?
Yeah, so I have the story. It's actually an interesting read by Temitayo Adejumo, and she writes about breaking cycle of consumption, empowering Nigeria's creative potential. So in this particular article, she writes about Nigeria being a consumer nation, and we have this outdated educational system that needs to be looked into. And according to what she says, she said we've been designed to be just followers and not innovators. Our learning model emphasizes on memorization over application, theory over practice, and then by the time our graduates come out, they're half-baked and they know formulas, but they don't know how to build. In fact, with the unemployment rate of 53% for youths, and then the overdependence on importation that cost us almost $10 billion annually, she has made some recommendations which entails vocational education. They should make hands-on learning and foundation of education system, starting from primary school. And then she still says we should shift from certificate to skills and focus on developing practical skills, not just theoretical knowledge. Also, she said we should merge industry with education. There should be collaboration.
That's good. I'd like to read it.
I'm telling you, and then encourage entrepreneurs, teach financial literacy, business development, and startup incubation. She writes about a lot, and I see reasons for what she says.
So as an educationist, this is what we've been talking about since, that the sort of curriculum we have is not going to breed creators and entrepreneurs. You still come back from the school and start looking for what you're going to do at the end of the day. And it's not fair. Every other part of the world, they are updating, constantly evolving and updating. There's this viral video I saw one time where you see Chinese kids, as little as they are doing hands-on practice. They are baking, they are sewing, and in nursery school, that's what they teach them. And you see these kids gleefully doing it because that's the time you catch them young. But
in this Nigeria, we'll sing young ones.
No, exactly. It's the light that will do all of that.
We've even seen young ones building scrap cars and all that. We don't get to hear about them.
All right. So the House of Representatives yesterday passed for second reading a bill seeking to establish an independent body for the registration, regulation, and funding of political parties in Nigeria. Election, don't they come? The bill, which was co-sponsored by the Speaker, Mr. Abbas, and Edo lawmaker, Mr. Onobun, seeks to remove political parties registration and regulation from the Independent National Electoral Commission. He said that the call for transparency in the electoral process in Nigeria has continued to dominate public discourse in recent years. This is evidenced by the increased number of electoral disputes at all levels. All stakeholders in the electoral process are in tandem with the fact that no nation can elect credible leaders and experience good governance where the process of electing her leaders is marred by irregularities. So let's see, Nigeria, we seek to bring up new things, create new bodies, make new regulations instead of
the old ones and
making learning from the mistakes of the old ones and making it better, modifying it. We just keep
a new one.
We just love new things, wasting time, energy, and money.
Measures, new here. You are not able to just follow through and complete anything. I have a story here. I am battled chairman of the Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, was yesterday slammed with a 6-month suspension by the Senate, which also barred her from participating in all activities of the 10th Senate over her alleged misconduct when she protested against the reassignment of her seat by Senate President Godswill Akpabio February 20, 2025. So Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan had earlier in the day represented a sexual harassment petition against Senate President Akpabio, said her suspension could not be sustained. They said the Labour Party had also asked the Senate to revisit the 6-month suspension imposed on Akpoti-Uduaghan over allegations that she breached his rules. I think this is going to be like our major topic today, so we'll have time to dissect it. But okay, let me save my comments for when we talk about it. So let's move on now to The Guardian. We didn't have Sun today. We didn't have Punch today. I don't know what happened. Major headline, pro-people legislation shadowed by House drama intrigues. Furore as Senate slams 6-month suspension on Akpoti-Uduaghan. Tinubu approves 80% dialysis subsidy, hires 774 national health fellows. Militants threaten all installation attacks in rivers, order evacuation. Court orders permanent forfeiture of 1.4 million fund linked to Emefiele. Controversy over merit as federal government reverses Chukwu's appointment as Adun VC. Defense headquarters queries Nigeria's terrorism index ranking as federal government freezes assets of terror financiers. Air Force personnel invade Ikeja Disco office, allegedly assault workers over power disconnection. Federal government plans new rehabilitation camp for bandits and terrorists. Catholic Church decries wave of kidnappings targeting priests and pastoral agents. What stories do we have in The Guardian?
Okay, the sad one of the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Diocese of Kafanchan has expressed outrage over the killing and brutal murder of Reverend Father Sylvester Kichuku on March the 5th. It was said that he was kidnapped from his residence on the 4th of March around 9:15 to 9:40 p.m. and his lifeless body was found the next day, being the 5th of March. Yes, the statement yesterday titled "Righteous Indignation on the Gruesome Murder of My Son," and the Bishop of Kafanchan Diocese, Most Reverend Julius Yakubu, they say that this is a horrific incident, and this is not the first time that there's been a relentless wave of kidnapping and targeting priests, pastoral agents, and the faithfuls. That in July 2024, that the remains and body of another priest was found. That the Catholics too, same thing happened. So they listed a long list of Reverend pastoral priests and councils that have been kidnapped and murdered over the past 2 years, and this is sad to hear. So I think the governors and the council of the Catholic Church are not happy with this, and something has to be done. They need to be protected.
Yeah, somehow.
Yes.
So what I have here is bad time for food hoarders as food prices crashes by 40%. Okay, so we know that this with Dangote refinery fully operational and crashing its price, things are supposed to come down. With dollar price being stable for a while, it's supposed to. So some people have already bought their products since December, hoping that the price will shoot up. In fact, some of them were saying in 2023 they bought their products, their foodstuff in December. One said 60,000 for grains, and then she sold in March 120,000. So they were thinking the same formula was going to apply for this year, and then suddenly the prices are crashing and they are crying. They say, our money, we are losing our money.
They're losing the money, they bought it cheap now.
As a matter of fact, the prices of grains, yams, and all that, it has come down. On
it's
paper,
not reflecting yet.
On paper,
on the island.
But actually, the truth is, last year, December, I bought rice at a much higher price. But this time, I bought just last week, it was way cheaper. Yeah, so it's coming down. But it's just that these
fruits are very expensive. Like the watermelon I bought recently, man,
apple,
like 4,500.
Yeah.
So fruits very expensive.
So when are these things going to come down so that it will touch
when
everybody?
will you finally? FCPC should help us, because this is because this whole stuff, the problem we are having of food scarcity and overpricing is from the marketers. Before they will say, oh, dollar just rose, cost of fueling and all that, so we have to increase before we finish our old stock. Now they cannot sell their old stock because they overbought it. They have to have conscience.
Anyway. Before we go, a violent standoff yesterday erupted between personnel of the Sam Etnan Air Force Base in Ikeja and officials of the Ikeja Electric following the disconnection of the military's facility over an accumulated 4 billion electricity debt spanning a decade. The situation escalated when military personnel allegedly stormed the headquarters of Ikeja Electric, assaulting its members of staff, cutting away the company's property and forcefully demanding reconnection. The distribution company has described the incident as an outright cry of intimidation and lawlessness. The head of corporate communications, Kingsley Okoti, explained that officers of the Air Force Base in Ikeja, who are their customers, invaded them due to electricity disconnection over their indebtedness, noting that they beat them up, carted away with their laptops, and destroyed their corporate headquarters, also the business units and other locations that service the Air Force Base. We're also going to take this into details. I think it's also one of the topics we're talking about, but this is bad. What is bad is bad.
What is bad is bad.
Yes. So our final paper for today, we don't have much time. That is Leadership Friday. Let me take the story that was sticked here. Rivers, why Supreme Court restored Amewule-led assembly. Ramat, is that what you have?
No, I have the federal government, the Simon Ekpa 16 orders.
Okay, go ahead with it.
They said the Nigerian Sanctions Committee has designated 17 individuals and organization terrorism financiers. They said they mentioned all their names. There's Simon Ekpa, there's God's Time Promise, God's Time. There's Francis, there's John, there's Eze Edwin, Chukwedo, Ginika. A lot of their names, though, they are all here. They said the list was approved by the president upon the recommendation of the Attorney General of the Federation. And they said in accordance with the section 34 of the Terrorism Act 2022, you are required to, 1, immediately identify and freeze without prior notice all funds, assets, and any other economic resources belonging to the designated persons, and then report to the Sanctions Committee any asset frozen or actions taken in compliance. Thirdly, immediately file a suspicious transaction report to the NFIU for further analysis of the financial activities of such individuals, and then report as an STR to the NFIU all cases of name matching in financial transaction prior to or after receipt of this list. They said the committee also stated that financial institutions and relevant stakeholders have been instructed to enforce the sanctions and submit compliance reports to the Nigerian Sanctions Committee. They also mentioned their email address as secretariat@nigsac.gov.ng and info@nigsac.gov.ng.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we look into the top stories of today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
By 280 or 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ikeja can close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Lemma, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked.
Yeah, you're already almost naked.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person I used to say? What's his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Today we go yam.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. Ikeja, can close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, And number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Lerma, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to say? What's his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah, today we go yam.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great...
We are on the 3rd episode of How Breakfast ensures everyone in the family is ready for the day ahead. We're going to be gisting and sharing our breakfast stories, and we also like you to call in on the show and share your breakfast story with us. Ramatu, have you eaten today? No, you're fasting, but how is your breakfast with your family?
Breakfast, of course, you know, we eat at the early hours of the morning. Make sure that I make sure I eat around 5:30. Okay. I make sure that the breakfast is very light, because if you eat something heavy, you find out that before, because whatever you eat is supposed to sustain you till before 10, you're already very hungry. So I make sure that the breakfast is very light, and I'm happy that everybody in the family also loves the fact that, you know, we're eating something very light, and of course with high fiber. You know, when something has high fiber in it, it stays in the stomach for a very long time. No, so we really have, it's a short one, but breakfast is very,
at least for this period that you're
that we're fasting.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you.
Do you eat breakfast? How is your breakfast?
Okay,
what sort of things do you eat in the morning?
What I start with is I have teas. So I have cholesterol burning teas. I have some that's just to, I have like 3. I can't remember the name. They didn't pay, so I can't call the name. So I start with teas. Okay. I like taking coffees too, So most mornings before I cycle, I take tea and burn a bit of, I cycle at home. And then my morning routine usually is I have this cucumber and groundnut I usually take as breakfast. It's really filling. Okay. So in the morning after cycling, I either take the tea before or after, and then after I shower, I take my cucumber and groundnut. Afterwards, around 12:1, I can now take the other food like potato, egg sauce, and all that.
You're sounding very demure with your meals. That's nice. What does it do to you when you eat, in the mornings? How do you feel afterwards?
Well, depending. I work with moods a lot. There are some mornings I wake up, I feel like, I crave a lot. I feel like eating egg and spicy, salty. I feel like eating akara today. I feel like, so it comes with a crave. Okay. So this morning, I think I'm feeling like eating potato and eggs.
She really likes this potato. When she said it's potato and eggs. That's good. Yes, darling.
Have you been eating? You're alive, so you have been eating. So
okay, so I'm not a breakfast person, but since my mom came around, she knows, she's my mother. She knows that I don't eat breakfast.
But she will not let you.
But she will not let me breathe. Like, as if she keeps saying, well, how can you not eat? Well, how can you, are you so sad? I don't know how you eat. Are you sure you're not going to eat? Then she wants to make some, like yesterday, she wanted to make some. She said, hello, do you think I should put your mouth, include your mouth in this sumptuous? I said, no. You already know. But my mom doesn't joke with her breakfast. Okay. Like, she told me today that she was going to come to work with me, and she woke up really early. Before I even woke up, she was done dressing up and everything, just sitting down, looking nice, and I came out and I said, Mom, so what are you going to have for breakfast? Or like, do we need to make something? So he said, but I've already had breakfast.
Once a mom, always a mom.
So she already had breakfast. She already made something quick and with high fiber content that can carry her till we're done for us to go have brunch. So yes, so breakfast is important to my mom. She can't function without her. Breakfast is a go-to for her.
Amazing. Yes. I remember now that my father, because he's a runner, he's a sprinter, athlete, yes. He sprints. So growing up very early in the morning, he wakes up like 5 a.m. Then he goes to the stadium to do his run, and when he gets back by 7, breakfast must be ready. Yes. So when he's going to do that, his run, he'll wake me up. I was the only girl in the house, and that wake me up. He will tell me specifically what he wants to have. If he's having porridge that morning, he say, I want yam pottage. If he wants bread and tea, you say, I want this. If he wants cereal, my father is a sweet tooth. Okay. So he eats, you see, what all these, when grandkids come around, they're eating cereal, my father is eating with them. He likes all those oyibo. Yeah, he say, I want so and so. So before he gets back, I would have woken up. See me today now, I don't like to wake up early. I would have woken up, prepared his breakfast and packed it for him. So it's really early. By 12 he's ready for lunch, and by 6 p.m. he has had dinner. And he's been like that since that time to now. He doesn't play with his breakfast, and in one conversation at that time we had to eat breakfast because we were young. And it's like when he eats that breakfast after he has done his run, and he's now ready to do some work. He's mentally alert and everything. But now things are changing. I did not raise my kids to always sit down and eat their breakfast. Now that they are growing up, so I allow people to just choose. But as a child, as they were children, I was always ensuring that they had their breakfast sorted. The cereals were very easy because I have always been a working mom. Cereals are very easy. Just pack it for them, make sure that they eat and everything. And they enjoyed it, and that's how we have been eating and so my cereals is not just for breakfast. I can have a craving at night or be hungry. It's my quick go-to. So yes, easy to make. Hot water, cold water with your milk and everything. Keep it moving. All right. Let's move on now to another story when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam. I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. Ikeja can close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, at number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Welcome back. So on Monday we'll be having a special episode of Your View to celebrate International Women's Day in conjunction with Lush Hair, one of our partners. To commemorate that special day, we'll be having a live audience in the studio. If you want to be a part of the live audience, please go to our social media pages and follow the prompt there. We'll be giving out special gifts and other things. It will be an interesting one as they'll be unveiling their new ambassadors on the show. Please go to our social media pages and follow the prompts there to be a part of the audience. Thank you. Back to our business for today. So yesterday there was pandemonium at the headquarters of Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company in Alausa, Lagos, as multiple viral videos showed presence of armed military personnel in the facility. Confirming the incident to newsmen, Kingsley Okotie, who is the spokesperson for Ikeja Disco, said the Nigerian Air Force personnel vandalized the company's office, assaulted staff members, and made away with several company assets. It happened this morning from the Nigerian Air Force Sam Eknam Barracks, Ikeja. Says they are owing us over 4 billion. They were disconnected, and this is what we got. And that's according to the spokesperson Okoti. He says they came, they invaded our offices. You know, as I speak with you now, I have a fractured leg. They molested and assaulted our staff. They went away with about 15 or 16 of our vehicles, with our drivers driving them at one point. He said that's, you know, what he reported. And the question is, I don't know how many of you saw the viral video. What are your thoughts on what happened? You can join the conversation and call us on 09016352013 or 09024163440. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So I heard that happened. The videos I saw did not. The video I saw was the conference. I think the media, they had the media people and they were explaining what happened. So I didn't see the viral videos where, you know, that was happening. And I had to read in the papers again what exactly happened. And I have my own personal thoughts on that. But let me come to the ladies. What did you think?
So I'm going to air my views, regardless of the fact that the people that are quarreling have said that they've resolved their disputes.
Okay, that was that conference table.
Yes, that they resolved it, and that they have a better understanding and communication amongst themselves. So we know that if people have resolved, but we shall talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak from both sides. Yes, on both sides. So first, owing a business is a business, and the Ikeja Electric Distribution Company, they are a business, and owing someone over 4 billion naira, that's a lot. Do you want to cripple them? How do you expect them to do business? How do you expect them to pay salaries? How, like, what exactly? You know, it's just all from shades of wrong. And I want to believe that if you're owing like that, especially if you're a government body, then there should be a payment plan on how these things work. You know, where the meetings are, because I want to believe that before they disconnected them, they would have had communications, you know, to look for ways to sort this out. But then on the other side, 10 days is a lot for an Air Force base because of our national security. We have to take that into consideration before taking such measures. What are the procedures or processes that needs to be followed before cutting off the electricity off the Air Force base, because of our national security? Because during that time that they didn't have light, anybody can breach our firewalls, anything can happen. There's just so much to it. But regardless of that being said, that doesn't mean that the way the personnel of the Air Force acted is right. We always say no to violence. There should have been a better way to go about these things, even though now that they've gone to, I know that Nigeria, most times people will say, if you don't make rest, you don't shout, things will not happen, they will not answer you, right? But then now that they went to shout, they answered them because you can't pass shout, but then they don't give them light. You can't pass shout. But another thing that they did, so the reason why you did not see some videos, or you saw were broken seats or tables, is because they were smart enough to scatter all the CCTVs.
Whoa.
Yes, so you can't actually hold them to it. And they also said that the personnel of the Ikeja Electric Distribution Company, the personnel, the drivers were the ones that even drove the cars that the Air Force. Imagine I come to take your thing and then I make you sit down there, I make you drive it. Power pass power.
But there was no gun, no, nothing. So I don't know why the drivers decided to drive the cars out.
You don't collect slap from Navy man.
Are you serious?
What are you talking about? Like soldier now. Yeah, that's the training.
Okay, so for me, when I heard, when I actually saw one of the videos where they were jumping out of the fence and all. Okay, so 4 billion is a trigger. It will really trigger because it's a lot of money. By the time you hear 4 billion, you start thinking, where are we going to start paying from? How are we going to get there? And I know how, you know how this Ikeja, the electricity company, you know how they function. They will have taken their bill, and then they will, most times, maybe if your bill is supposed to be 50,000, by the time they bring the bill, you're going to be paying 25. You'll be paying 25. You'll be paying 25. They'll be giving you light, be giving you hope, be giving you all of that. Then at the end of the day, they are now, look at the amount, it's now 4 billion that they are owing. So I'm sure what will have happened is by the time they had the 4 billion, they'll be like, how are we going to pay this money? Man, we have to do something drastic that will make them listen to us. Because look at now, it took them 10 days before they were, they disconnected them for 10 days. That's a long time to stay without lights. I can imagine what will have been in their freezer, everything will have gone bad. And as look at now, they went there and so I'm going to fault the Ikeja people because the Ikeja Electric, I'm saying somebody didn't do their job and they didn't do their job very well. But at the same time, Nigerians, we need to learn how to react when we are in situations like this. Destroying those properties, we're the ones that will come and pay for it at the end of the day. We pay for them back at the end of the day. Yeah. So the approach is not to go and start destroying anything. You go, you destroy. They said they destroyed laptops. They packed all the laptops, destroyed chairs. And at the end of the day, when you do all this destruction, they are still going to look for money to be able to, do that thing that you want them to do. Where are they going to get the money? Look at them. You are owing 4 billion. So where are they going to get the money to replace all those things? So the approach, that's not the best way to get them to come and reconnect your lights. All of you can come together, put money together, go have, sit down like reasonable human beings and discuss time to time. And then if you can even discuss, they can even ration the light for you, So and this thing, and when I saw the way they were jumping out of the fence, they could have been injured. Something can happen to you.
That's if you see the way now jumping.
They were jumping, and all. So it's really a very bad situation.
I would say 2 wrongs don't make it right. And I have a lot to say regarding this particular matter. First of all, I want to actually talk about the way we are reactive in nature as Nigerians. We don't apply the preventive measures. It's just like this building collapse and all that. We keep seeing the same thing over and over again, and nothing is done about a certain thing until it escalates. Now, as I said, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but there's a way you should address issues. Due process. There's a lack of respect for due process in Nigeria mostly. Majorly because some people have lost confidence in the process, the justice system and all that. But who are the ones in charge of this, the supply of this electricity? Are there payments for this particular barracks? Who is in charge of getting the allocation? Who pays these bills? So if you stop paying at certain time, what happened at the time these bills were not paid? Now, I don't know what happens there, but we shouldn't forget that these people are public servants. They put their life out there for us. So the least they have is basic comfort. We know how it is with us when you can't sleep at night. And we know how this barracks looks. Their welfare is nothing to write home about. So these guys are out there fighting for us. The least they can do is basically, we know they talk about their welfare packages open, but they're not doing anything about it. Yeah, it's not right that they've gone to do this. I'm going to talk about them too. But I think that government should be more concerned about these people who hold guns and who protect the citizens. Because of the frustration, we all know that as humans, no matter the profession you're in, you're bound to have a mental breakdown. You're bound to have, frustration, desperation, and you can't tell what a human being would do when they're desperate. So I think that we should look into making sure that these our military men are okay mentally. Now, I will talk about the military high-handedness in Nigeria.
Before you go to military high-handedness, you have a caller on the line, Boniface. Good morning, Boniface. Are you there? Oh, sorry. Yeah, continue again.
Okay, so for the military high-handedness, we've seen victimization of civilians for no reason. Sometimes once they are in that uniform, you wonder if there's a brain existing, because they are always doing things that you'll be asking, is this an armed robber or a military person? You're paid with the taxpayers' money to protect them. Now they went to vandalize these things. Do you know how many people would have been traumatized? The people you're supposed to be protecting, you're traumatizing them. So I think that there should be a way that things like this have happened. Who were the people involved? If we're civilians, you will see they would have.
Hang on a minute. Here Boniface is back. Boniface, are you there now?
Okay. So who were the people who were involved in this act? What are you going to do to them because they disrupted the peace of that area at the time? If he was a civilian, we know by now he would have been, we've been talking about how we prosecute them. So we are talking about bad eggs in the military. When we see them, let's make sure that we punish them. We are not saying anything, but at least let's see that the others are learning. But the cover-ups, they're not helping at all, because this one's okay, nothing will happen. What can happen in this Nigeria? It's us. You know, is who you know. So it doesn't work. Now, I will still go back to NEROC and electricity distribution companies. The unequal band allocation process is alarming. It's frustrating. You're charging everybody in this area
they didn't give them an option. Yes, if I wanted to go band A or band, no option.
Just move you. How do you move from subscribing from 5,000 or 10,000 to 50,000, 100,000? And minimum wage is not even enough for the electricity. So people are bound to be frustrated. So that's why I started with 2 wrongs don't make it right. If you are coming to the table to talk about, let's talk about it so that tomorrow it doesn't happen. It happened in Ikeja today. Let it not happen in Port Harcourt tomorrow or Lagos or Abuja. There should be some people who are leading us and people who are in charge of the runnings and the workability of Nigeria should sometimes sit down and think, ask questions,
so
and look for a way forward.
So I'm happy that this is not just affecting this electricity thing, not just affecting individuals, it's also affecting government agencies.
Exactly.
But then the difference here is that these people that are so angry, they're not supposed to be discussing amongst themselves internally, because it's I don't know the budget that is given to them for them to be able to electricity and stuff. So this is an internal issue. So if the military men that went to fight the Ikeja distribution of electric people, they are not supposed to go there to fight. They're supposed to be fighting their own people, their superiors, their ogas, and to ask them, why have our electricity not been paid? Why don't we have light? It's an internal issue, because it's not a personal issue where I would say we're living in a compound. I'll say you bring your money, may I bring my money? Why have you not brought your money? Now the NEPA has come to cut the lights. No, this is an agency. This is right of the federal government. So there's a way and there's a structure whereby these monies are paid, allocated. So it's all about misplaced priority, because you're going to fight another person when your problem is inside. Who is owing the 4 billion? What meetings that people have? During the 10 days that there was blackout, did your superiors call people to say, okay, there's blackout, we are owing so amount of money, we apologize, okay, we can ration, what can we do? Can everybody come up with ideas? Like, what was done internally before carrying fights to go outside? That's one. Secondly, it's easy to come out and say we've resolved the issue, there is peace, we have better understanding and communication. That's bullshit. Lives were affected. People were beaten up, broken legs and limbs. What will happen to those people? Are you just going to tell those people sorry? What will happen? Yes. What redress are these individuals going to get? Because actions have consequences. And you are Air Force, and you are the Air Force, the Air Force body. I want to believe that you have better discipline than the regular citizen, right? You should comport yourself better. So you acting in that manner must have there must be consequences to that action. And it's not just to come and tell us that we are sorry, there's better communication or whatever. We want to see the way you acted in publicly. We also want to see redress publicly and see what's going to happen with this issue.
Amazing. You stole my thoughts from me.
Like, totally.
When I was processing, I'm like, this is a government agency. So if and it's unfortunate in this part of the world that governments are the most debtors that we have. Every organization that provides services for government will tell you that they know they pay. They can owe you for years, they will not pay, right? And it's not a good thing, because there's a location for these things. We see the budget every time, appropriation bill here and there, flying up and down. There's usually a budget for it. So if you can, there was a time, I can't remember which year, that we heard that Aso Rock was owing national. These businesses are struggling to survive. Now, because you're not paying them, they are passing the
the bill to the common man. So you work, you are earning a minimum wage, you are paying a NEPA bill of one state, of one agency that is not paid, because somehow they have to make their money back. So they transfer all of this. It's like when a few years back we were talking in my area where some people were stealing lights, you know, they bypass so that during that estimated billing time. So when they see what has gone from the transformer to this area, if you like, allow your people to bypass, so they will share all the bill equally and pass it to people who are innocent, people who are guilty. Everybody. That's exactly what is happening in this case, where the common man is made to pay what government agencies should have been paying. They are constantly talking about the fact that they don't have enough infrastructure to even give us, to generate that light that we need to power our businesses, our homes and everything. And a government agency is seen to be owing. That's one point. It is unfair. 4 billion is too much for these people to have even kept quiet for this long. I'm not running business, you owe me more than 200k and I've not collected your piece. I will take your piece. You will not have peace. How did it get to 4 billion? Exactly. From 500,000 naira. We're already shouting because this is a business. Now I like what you said about, you know, going internal and asking the right questions, and Abigail also mentioned something like that. You should have that conversation. Our guys, we don't have light, how do we function? So it's not for you to go out there and vandalize people, beat them up. They are not your problem. It's your guys who probably have chopped your money. They have not paid what they're supposed to pay, or they did not collect. I don't want to believe that they were not given allocation to pay. They may also, not have been given. So we shout, let the president hear that you are not allocating this, and the people who are supposed to be preserving our lives are in darkness. So, let me calm down. We have Ijoma. Ijoma, are you there? Don't listen to the TV. Has she gone?
That's gone.
Oh, sorry about that.
She's still on the phone.
Don't listen to the TV, just listen to the phone and speak directly if you're still there.
And the ladies of the view. No, the TV is down already.
Okay, yes, we can hear you now. We need volume.
The TV is down.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dear ladies of the view, good morning.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, please, in as much as, thank you for this topic, and in as much as I'm not supporting the effort, but we should be there. One of you has said that in the field, that when we are sleeping in the night, they are there under the sun, under everything. They are suffering for us. Please, people should divert your discussion to Ikeja Electric. They are also dubious. And in my house, no AC, no iron, nothing. They are charging me 5,000 every day.
Wow.
Every day, no AC. For 3 years now, I've not ironed my dress.
Whoa.
All my family. And they charge us 5,000 every day. And they should also, who knows? And now, the old people that have old meters, they have come now, and that one is not charging as much as they want. So they force people to take the one that they have set
the new meters
to charge over and above what we are using.
Yeah.
Is that not dubious?
Yes.
Who now see this effort from their calculation and everything? How are we sure they are owing them that amount? What they use? It is up to that 4 billion. These people take that, please call. You people should call all these power companies into order. They are dubious, very, very dubious. They brought a meter for me. Within 10 days, the meter blew up. They made me and my husband to pay.
Another one.
Wow.
2
times they brought this meter. We paid about 70-something thousand naira for the meter. Within 10 days, something blew up. Another 20 days or 1 month, something blew up. All this one, they made us to pay. Now, all of a sudden, they come and carry that meter when it has over every 3 months, every 2 months, it's the same story. Now they brought, it forcing us to pay so much. So please, my dear ladies of the view, they can't hear my voice, they can hear your voice. Please,
they are hearing you now.
What did this electric
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'd like to say something. You know that most of the time, air filters, you hear that a particular group, a particular organization is required to turn in a certain amount of money.
Okay.
The remittances and the internally generated revenue, we know that sometimes they tell you your what do they call it, your parastatal is not bringing enough money. They don't want to know the challenges around remitting a certain amount of money. What they want to know is how much are you bringing per year. So most Nigerians and most agencies allegedly have started looking for a way to generate income so they can do their turnovers and their annual remittances. So I won't be surprised if this is a way that the NERC electricity distribution company, they are using to make their own internally generated revenue. But I think it's unfair on the people. I had an experience one time.
Let's pause you there.
Okay.
Take a breather here. When we come back, we'll hear your experience and I'll come to Rama to stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and for my jammies.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ikeja can close the show. Give for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Kids.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah, pole dancer,
pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No, sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some sports.
That woman.
Damn!
Today we go yam.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our fighters.
Welcome back. So on Monday, we'll be having a special episode of Your View to celebrate International Women's Day in conjunction with Lush Hair, one of our partners. To commemorate that special day, we'll be having a live audience in the studio. If you want to be a part of the live audience, please go to our social media pages and follow the prompts there. We'll be giving out special gifts and other things, and it will be an interesting one as they will be unveiling their new ambassadors on the show. So go to our social media pages and follow the prompt there to be part of the live audience. Thank you. Back to our conversation. So you were
I was going to share a terrible experience I had with the old meter. The former place I was staying, I usually just recharge, and then one day I just did the transfer from my bank, and then the light won't come on. What's going on? I got to the office, they said old meter has been phased out. I have to go to, they said I should go
without an announcement.
I didn't get any announcement. If there was any, I didn't get. So they said we should go to the head office in the case. I said, how am I supposed to be doing these run-ins? Are you not supposed to actually carry us along? And even if you're phasing it out, you should know that there are people who don't have access to you, and you have offices around vicinities. Why don't you empower them to handle issues like this? So people are left frustrated. That's the matter I wanted to share. But I also think that most of these people don't get lessons from things that happen to them. They don't learn lessons. We've been seeing this matter of electricity, overbilling, hospitals, even University of Port Harcourt, UCH, and the rest of them. They've been having this overbilling issues. Okay, you're doing metering system. Why don't you just spread it across? Everybody get your meter, right? There's a way they do these deductions. For instance, you can go into a house now, you're just moving into that house for the first time, and then you're paying for a previous bill that you didn't use. At least that's even understandable. So that's even understandable. You're paying little by little. This 4 billion, okay, they are owing you 4 billion. You know you can't get it from these people. What are you doing towards it? Why don't you now say, okay, we are giving all of, you know, these things, you can subsidize the meters, or even give them for free, because you can get it from the electricity bill. If there were meters in that place, should if you finish your own unit, you rest, Abby. It's not that you will not be fighting the whole barracks. I don't know why they're not thinking of solutions. You know, I just feel that some people feel I'm holding you under your balls, so I can do whatever. I'm in charge of electricity. There's nothing you can say. Imagine somebody coming to say, you people waste light a lot. You people have money. If you add money, you will still pay. It's like you're taking people for granted. You're not considering the life what the common man has to suffer from electricity, fueling, and food prices, and everything that the common man has to go. Yet the income is so slow and low and tiny, and you can't even exist that way. You have more of 90% frustrated people who you can't even tell how they will react.
Exactly, when things like this happen.
So let me add to what you just said. You know, recently the power sector has been struggling. You know, there has been an upward review of cost and everything, and because of this upward review, we'll be seeing outrageous bills, just like you mentioned, the Port Harcourt and all of those things. Now, I heard where Amaka said that there's a committee that has been set up to look into this whole thing. Now, I'm now thinking, what is going to be the resolution, as in what's going to be the what's going to come out from that meeting, because now there's 4 billion naira at stake, and also they have vandalized their office. They've gone away with their laptops and all of that. So I'm thinking the whole amount of money, I don't know how they are going to recover from that kind of thing. And then, you know, the truth is, this thing, whatever resolution they will reach, they must make sure that everybody is carried along, because just like you people said, most times the military, they are never with their actions. Somebody even said here that nothing significant will come from filing case against them. We are in animal farm. That is, they are doing. Our military men are a bunch of arrogance. They are always very good at doing all of these things. I remember the last time when I was going, I told you when I was coming from somewhere around Ikeja, they brushed my car. They couldn't wait. They removed my front bumper.
And they moved my driver. See,
exactly.
I cannot stand
they
up
didn't
and
wait,
fight.
so they removed my entire bumper.
Just allow them
and
pass.
They didn't even wait. If there to be another person, I know I would have stopped that person, and that person would have paid for it. But because they were in front of me. They were just sitting down, nothing. So if we use them as an example and solve this case with them present, to show it to be a deterrent to every other to
know that there are consequences,
military, all of them,
of their actions.
for their actions.
So
I think
my final thought is that, like I said, this is a business. We're encouraging the citizens and people to come into. We're privatizing the electricity distribution. So you can't frustrate them. You can't even now discourage people that want to come in to invest into this sector. You can't do that as a government. No.
Yeah, we have a call on the line. Let's take the last call on this topic. Good morning. Are you there? Emmanuel, are you there? Good morning, Emmanuel.
Hello?
Yes. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel speaking from Abuja.
Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, Emmanuel. Good morning.
Good morning. Stop listening to the TV, please.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, this is Emmanuel. Just listen to the phone.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay.
Okay.
I want to categorically make a statement here. Hello?
Yeah.
You're listening to the TV, Emmanuel. When you call in, please, either you mute your TV because it's delayed. If you wait to listen for a response, you will not be able to get across to us. That's what happens when you are waiting to listen. So just listen to the phone like you're having a phone conversation with me or with the host. Okay? Yes, so in wrapping up this topic, I personally believe that the Nigerian Air Force behaved badly. They were not civilized at all. With the sort of training that we know that they have, that shouldn't have been what they resorted to. And this has got to stop. We don't hear in other countries where their security agencies come out and behave like this. There's a respect they give to their security agencies because they conduct themselves. The training they give to them, many civilians don't even have it. So when they come, that institution is sacred. They are our protectors and they must act like it in any circumstance. Two, this was misplaced priority, like Amaka rightly said. They should have directed their anger to their superiors. What's happening? Why are people not paying? Do we have enough allocation to handle this? Because it's government that's supposed to give them the allocation. Then trace it from the budget and find out where the problem is. So you are diverting your anger to the wrong. These people are doing business and you are owing them. They are not able to function. So I believe that next week we'll be having somebody from the Ikeja Disco, Chief Oduto, or maybe somebody else, I don't know who's coming exactly, to help us, understand exactly why they had to wait for up to 4 billion before reacting, and if actually the NAF base used that 4 billion, or is it all these increments and everything? We'll get the full details. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we have our celebrity guests in the building. Stay with us.
Stay tuned.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take.
I choose to
Eje,
take.
close the show, you Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Lerma, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better useless? What's his name?
That woman.
Damn! Damn!
Today we go yam.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
This music soundtrack just gets me moving.
It's Friday.
I love to dance. It's Friday. So we're expecting a celebrity guest, but some things are happening behind the scenes. We're not able to have her. And we've decided to talk about empowering women, supporting women, because this is International Women's Week. And all the conversations we've had from the guests that have showed up on the table was about uplifting women, helping women, empowering women, and showing support to women. We've had amazing guests all through the week. You remember the guests, blockbuster interviews that we've had on this table. And today's Friday, tomorrow is the main day, Saturday. We just decided to unwind with, talks about how we can support women better, what we can do to see that a lot of women are empowered. A lot of organizations are doing a lot already to ensure that women most especially, are empowered, they are financially independent, they are able to stand on their own, they are able to have a voice. But I think we haven't done enough yet, and we should not relent. What more do you think we can begin to do to empower women more, so that by, let's say, 2030, I know the Sustainable Development Goals is like targeting 2030. By 2030, we'll have at least 50% of women empowered in our country.
Okay, so for me, I believe that society has pitched and continue to pitch women against themselves, or in terms of unhealthy competition, because we've been sold the narrative that the table up there is there's just one small table that's been given to us. So many of us have to compete to sit on that table, as opposed to men that, for them it's like
it's a no giving.
It's a no giving. Everybody got no brainer. But then now I'm telling women for this month, an International Women's Month, that you don't need any table to sit on. You bring your own table. There's space. You bring your own table and you sit on it, and you're a boss. You sit on gidigbam on your table. Because why? Women, we give us anything and then we multiply it. We're multipliers.
True.
So why don't you have your own table? Make your own table and sit on that table. And I think that we women too, we need to start using every platform we have to push the next woman. When you go to a bread aisle in a supermarket, there are different brands there. Bread, bread, the amount of people that are making bread, the amount of bakeries. We even have breads that don't even have name, and we are buying. I buy bread without the name. They will say it's this Ikeja bread. As far as it's soft, I press the thing
Is
like
that
this.
what you still eat?
I still buy it. No, they sell it at I still buy it. No name.
Why are you saying no?
No, that one is not Ikeja bread now. The one
no, but they do it. I don't know what they do. It has no name. I don't need name. It tastes like the Ikeja bread. So what am I trying to say? So if there's no name, and the people are vying for, when you go to the bread aisle, the next, the bread is supposed to spoil, it's all gone. There's space for every woman. There's space for a lot of women doing different things, collaborating to push one another on. So using our platforms, which is what we do here at Your View, to push and uplift one another. Why not?
This is why you laughing.
Why
are you laughing with that?
Let me save it. Unfortunately, we have to wrap this up. I hear our guest is here. She will be joining us in a bit. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, Then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ikeja can close the show for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have
Welcome back. So we have with us a Nigerian actress, film producer, interior designer, businesswoman, and philanthropist. She's someone who actively supports charitable causes. Her impact spans across diverse domains such as entertainment, construction, interior design, and the oil and gas industry. Welcome with us, Carolina Hutchins.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You haven't changed one bit.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit of weight here and there.
Yeah.
But thank you for
the weight, of course, the weight.
Yes.
The age now, the age.
Yes.
So I remember we had met a long time ago as teenagers in a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
Only mixed race amongst us, Miss Malaika. Can't remember if it's 2023 or 2024. That's a long time.
It was, I think, yeah, not 2023, 2003.
2003.
It wasn't. It was actually 2004.
2004,
yeah. Because I remember my first movie was 2004.
Yeah.
So it was around that time.
So there's no way, but you have grown over the years.
Thank you.
And I welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
And before we get into you proper, we've been talking about women empowerment. We've had amazing guests. Madam Ibuku Awushika was here. Yes. We also had another guest, I can't remember her. Osei was here. And we're all talking about what we can do to empower women more. This is 2025. We still have some issues that we feel women are not there yet. We still have issues of women supporting women. Are women really supporting women, or we're just trying to pacify ourselves and all of that? But what do you think about this women empowerment in total?
Personally, I'd like to go with the doctrine of the Bible that says, treat your neighbors as you treat yourself. So for me, it's treat another woman as you would treat yourself. And for me, it's not really about showing up in front, also show up behind her as well. I am always an advocate for women empowerment. For everything I do, whether I'm having issues here and there or I'm doing business, you would always see me speak up for another woman. And she doesn't really have to be a close friend or a relative. I would always be that person, because I feel like when once one woman is successful, it creates an avenue for another woman to be successful. We are literally in a male-dominated world. As much as they would like to say, "Oh, women are more, favored," I think the life itself has been created in a way that it actually creates boundaries for women. From the moment a child is born, it is questioned why a female child. Up until her puberty, she's being compared with her peer groups. Up until her intelligence, why is she not better than the other person in the class? Her height, her complexion, her everything. Now we go through, university stage, working stage, where there's no equity, there's no equality. And then when it comes to childbearing, she's being questioned why she's not having a child. So I think, for me, for everywhere I go to, regardless of the differences that we have and characteristics difference and all that with women, I always like to speak for women. Whether I like you or not, I will speak for you in places where I feel like the doors are open for you. So I strongly believe in women empowerment, but I also believe that it's not a platform where we are against the man, because we need the man.
We're not fighting each other.
We're not fighting each other. We need the man to be successful. But I like to support women a lot, regardless of the person.
Let's talk about your role in the Housewives. Lagos. So when you started the first season, it was a buzz. Caroline was not taking no for anybody. And then we didn't see you for a bit. I think you didn't feature in season 2.
Yes.
And some of us missed you. Like, why didn't you come back and all of that? This was really good because not everybody knows you as an actress. You stayed off the scene for a bit. I think marriage or whatever. And when you came back, it was like a reminder that this babe is still doing things. This babe is still here. And when we did see season 2, I was like, she don't vex, so she doesn't want to come back again. And then you appeared season 3, and when you appeared very calmly. But I was suspecting that you were going to come with fire, and you have started giving us the fire. It's interesting to watch. So I'd like to know if you were really scripted, if all of you are scripted, or this is just you being who you are, being yourself, not standing up for nonsense, and just saying it as it is.
Well, I'm that person. I think I'm too blunt for African channel. TV show. I'm a very blunt person. I don't know how to keep grudges. So for me, I don't forget. There's a difference between keeping grudges and not forgetting. I don't forget what has been done to me, but I will not keep any grudge against you. And it's only when you come for me that I begin to read out your scenes and tell you, look at what I have put by the side. And I've overlooked it because I feel like, let's make peace. But if you now come for me, I then decide to remind you. In season 1, I really didn't know what I was doing. Acting and reality TV show, they are two different platforms. So in acting, you're acting out a character. You're trying to, tell a story of someone that is either dead or alive. But in reality TV show, you're speaking your story. And one thing I like about Real Housewives is that it has given a lot of we women a platform to speak for ourselves, as opposed to giving someone else a pen to write our story without consulting us. So I'm using this platform with every opportunity that I can get to tell my stories that I couldn't come on the blog and say I did it, because the moment you're trying to justify yourself, it is written, so she debunked the rumor. And I really don't like that caption at all. So when you see me bringing out past, present, and if possible future, it's me just trying to tell my story and rectify whatever ideas they had about me. Now, coming in season 1, I just wanted to have fun. I like having fun. I'm an adventurous person. I like just getting to know. We are like 6 women, and 6 women with different character traits and behavioral patterns and life experiences. I don't know it all. The Bible says only a wise man, only a fool knows it all. Sorry, a wise man doesn't know it all. So I like to be a student in everything I do in my life. I like to still remain as a student and learn. So I felt like coming to the show, I was going to learn from every other woman, their life experiences, and I've never been to this world before. So I'm learning how to, mold myself into that virtuous, perfect woman, if there is a word for perfect. But coming there, I realized I had to stand up for myself. It wasn't fun initially because I felt like it was just too much for just 6 women. We should have bonded properly, should tell the world that, oh, this is how women can be together. And, there are younger girls looking up to us. But anyway, it's good for reality TV show.
That's life.
I decided to take a break in season 2 because I really felt overwhelmed in season 1. I'm not going to lie. I felt really overwhelmed, being the fact that it was my first time ever. I wasn't expecting what was coming. So in season 2, I needed to breathe. I needed to take a moment to understand what I was doing on a reality TV show, and if I was a reality TV show material. Now looking at all the demands, oh, Caroline, come back, and then a few of the cast spoke to me that, look, you don't run away from something, this is
I'm glad you're back, actually.
I decided to come for season 3. So when you saw me being so quiet,
you were taking your time.
I wasn't like taking my time. So the whole media was about Caroline is coming back, Caroline is coming back. I wanted the new cast to shine. I didn't just want to come and start saying, oh, because Caroline is coming back, I have to own the platform. I said, I want the new cast to shine. I want them to be clean.
A few more questions. We are running out of time.
So do you think the platform, because somehow it seems like the Real Housewife platform all over the world has a way of, like, there has to be drama and fights and stuff like that. So, but do you think that this platform has enabled you to showcase who you are in terms of your career, in terms of your dreams, in terms of the positivity of who you are as a person and a brand? How do you balance that with also the
buzz goes here
the negativity and the buzz boost? How do you balance it up? Because you have clients you know, you have brands that you work with. So how do you balance that out? Because sometimes we don't allow, that we're not on reality TV, we don't allow our personality or personal life to, you know, to overshine our brand because of clients and being judged. So how do you manage that?
Well, I'm glad you're asking this question, because that was why from episode 1 to 4 was really, really boring. I must confess, on season 3.
Yeah, I thought.
Reason because a lot of the cast were thinking about their brands and their clients, and for a reality TV show, it's a reality. It's what happens in your day-to-day. Yes, everybody was acting prim and proper. At a point in time, I thought I was in a convent. I was about to become a sister, you know. So you see, a reality TV show must come with its own dramas to keep the viewers glued, to keep people entertained. Must come with, it's like being in the same house with 6 sisters. They would always, who ate my food, who didn't do this, who didn't do that. It's real. You understand? But when you come on the show, because of the camera, you're being prim and proper, you're being cautious.
It's no longer reality.
It's no longer reality. You understand?
I thought so too. I saw the first few seasons. I was telling somebody a few days back in the makeup room that, are you sure I'll still watch? Because I'm not getting this.
Exactly.
Okay, so I would like to know, there's this popular opinion that where you have 2 women in a space, there's bound to be chaos. You've existed among women. So I need you to tell me about that, and also to tell me how can we create better atmosphere for women in Nigeria. Since the first thing you said was life is not fair generally on women. So how do we create that atmosphere, better atmosphere for women?
Being in the midst of women, I would say, sometimes I just say men are trying. I'm not going to lie. I don't mean to be rude to my fellow women, but there are just some things that are totally uncalled for, you know. For women, I feel, like I said earlier, do not do to another woman what you can't take. It's just as simple. That's just to me, that's how I live. Don't do to another woman what you cannot take. And be accountable. Women, a lot of women do not like to take accountability. They go like this. Before they can even say sorry, before they can say, I did this and I offended you, I'm sorry. They want to give you reasons, justify why they did it. And then they backlash their fellow women behind. So for every single woman that you see that has been pulled down, if you look at it very well, it is a woman that was in the core of it. And the moment we can start treating other women like we are treating ourselves, I think the world will be a better place. For instance, if I feel I'm going to go into marriage now, if I feel like XYZ's husband is asking me out, I have the right to say no.
Yes.
It takes 2 to be stupid. So it takes 2 to misbehave. As much as a married man is chasing you, you as a woman should say no.
You're married.
You're married, I'm not gonna, you know, not because you know the woman, not because she's your friend, but because you stand up for another woman at the end of the day.
I don't know when we're ever going to get there.
But let's so I have this question that this is interesting, and I watched the Real Housewives of this thing. So I want to ask, was there anybody who influenced you to be on the show? Like, for example, I'm sure you must have seen the whole cast and you're like, are you sure I want to be part of this, or I don't want to be part of this, or because of this person I can be part of this project? Was there anything like that for you?
Plot twist, we don't even get to know the cast. You come on the show and you're like, boom. So the first episode for this season, when you saw my expression, I was waiting to see everyone. So I was tensed and I was trying to be confident. I was like, who's coming, who's coming, who's coming, who's coming? They don't tell you anything. Yes, so the expression is real. The expression you see on camera is real. Everything is real. If not, a lot of us will not come on the show. We will look at the list and say, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. So it makes it more interesting when you don't even get to know anyone.
Sweetheart, I wish you came in earlier.
I am so
because
sorry.
Carolina that I know can talk. Would have gisted from beginning and then, but unfortunately we have to go. We are out of time. Thank you so much for deciding to share today with us, even though you came late.
I am so sorry.
Because you don't know
I'm not naturally late.
I don't know what happened to
a wardrobe malfunction. I'm so sorry.
Behind the scenes. But thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for your contribution. It's still International Women's Week, and we are all about celebrating women, supporting women, empowering women, and we plead with you, whether you're a man or a woman, to pick a woman today to empower. And that's all we can take on the show. We'll see you again tomorrow. Your View Pidgin, where we will empower women in Pidgin.
You just had to. I just had to. Empower women in pidgin. All right, darling. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye.
See you again. Bye. Bye.